welcome to the Morning After with your host, me, Alex Ringler. I'm from New York. We have a huge panel this week that I'm loving that we have so many people here to comment about the show. Let's start by going around and say who we are, what we do, where you're from, where you're calling in from, and who your favorite diva ever was. And this doesn't have to be just from last night either. We can do like all of Divas Live, all of Divas from all time. Throw in an Edith Piaf if you want to. Go ahead, Russ.
Hi, good morning. I'm Russ White. I'm the co-publisher of Q Life magazine. I'm calling in from Las Vegas, Nevada, and I guess my favorite diva of all time has to be the divine Miss M, Miss Bette Midler.
Oh, yes. I'm so pissed I didn't get to see her in Dolly. I never got a chance to see it. But I will make a chance to go see Bernadette. Boo! I got to see her.
There you go.
Mark Mama Finley.
Hello, I'm Mark Mama Finley. I'm calling from Seattle, Washington. I'm a drag queen. You wouldn't know it to look at me today, but I'm a drag queen writer and keeper of boys in beds.
There he is. I thought like you were just like at a murder scene. You're coming to us live from a murder scene.
He's just sleeping soundly.
He is. Okay. Yeah. And who's your favorite diva?
My favorite diva, well, the diva is Maria Callas. But my favorite diva is Barbara Cook.
Miss Cook. Oh, love her. Michael Barbieri.
Hi, I'm Michael Barbieri. I'm the dining and entertainment writer for Q Life magazine, Q Life Media. And I'm calling in from New York. And my favorite diva on the VH1 shows was Elton John, of course. But I also liked when Celine was on and was trying to out-sing everyone, including Aretha Franklin. But every time she did something, Aretha would top her. And then she would try to fight back, and it became this battle of the two divas. Love that.
Fight Aretha Franklin.
Yeah, don't try to fight her.
No.
She's got her box cutter. She'll cut a bitch. But no, but what I love, they used to do pop-up VH1 divas where they would do like pop-up video, and they showed Mariah and Aretha singing next to each other, and however high Mariah would go, Aretha would go higher, and however low Mariah would go, Aretha would go lower. And it was like, oh shit, this was them like reading before reading became a thing VH1. I was like, I miss it. We need more pop-up VH1 divas. I'm Christopher Anthony Henry.
Hi, my name is Christopher Anthony Henry. This is my little doggy Riley. I'm an actor and singer and comic from New York City. And my favorite diva of all time is the incomparable Miss Whitney Houston, who was not shown last night on the show. And at first I was very, very upset about that. And then later on, when, I saw some of the things that happened in the show, I was like, I'm okay with them not parodying Whitney. I'm fine.
That's the thing. I feel like if they threw Whitney in there, they would have had to like walk on eggshells a little bit. So they probably were like, let's not do that.
How will I know? I won't.
How will I know? I won't. Nice. And Garrett, you look like you're in a like lovely exotic nation. What's going on?
Yeah, I am here in Hawaii celebrating my 3-year anniversary with my husband Jonathan, and I never got to see the divas. Like I don't guess I missed that chain. I don't know what it is, but
Me either.
Vegas. I'm the co-owner of Q Life Media, but in Vegas we have like the home of all the divas, right? How do I choose? Celine Dion has been my favorite to see, so she's been amazing. And Cher was also really great, right? Ricky Martin, I don't know, all these people, they're great. All of them.
Ricky Martin.
But Celine's my favorite person.
There you go. Celine puts on a good show, I will say. Oh, Walter, I love the chandelier. I love you. Where are you calling from?
I'm the dreaded and feared Walter Kurtz. I'm calling from Donkey-Mere, home of the chandelier. And my favorite diva of all time, who actually personally sent me an email recently, is Barbara Streisand.
Hey, Babs.
Ooh.
Call her Barbara. And my favorite diva is joining us today, one Miss Christina Bianco, who...
Oh, my gosh. Thank you.
Oh, you're so amazing. You're such a talent, such a professional. Like, you are You're the tits. You're just starring. You're the tits.
And we have all the divas.
That's what I wanted to say on my tombstone. She's the tits.
She's tits. Here lies Christina. She was the tits. I would like that tombstone.
It's not bad. No, it's quality. No.
All right. Where do you call
I think
I'd go visit that.
I think it would say tits up.
It's not. Oh.
On my tombstone, it'll say he's the implants.
I think you found the title for your next show.
We've gone. It's early for talk.
It is. I feel like mine's gonna say like new phone who dis on my.
Mine was saying now accepting Groupon.
Groupon. Your name here, Alex. Here lies Alex Ringler. Your name here. Christina Bianco. I'm going to change it up. The question for you: who is your favorite diva to impersonate?
We said her name a lot already, and it's hard to choose, but I'm going to say Celine Dion.
Your Celine is impeccable.
Yeah, thank you. And it's from years of freakish obsession. I love her. I'm very old school. Like I love all the old classic divas and Judy Garland, and really my inspiration for my live concerts at Midler. But Celine is that perfect package of an impression to me because she has so much to work with. She has the very specific speaking voice. She has the mannerisms. She's got an amazing singing voice. And so for me to even attempt to try to do her riffs and runs, it's the complete package. And even if people don't love Celine, I can't with them, but I know she's not for everybody. But even if they don't love Celine, they know her so well that she's just like international credit card. Like everybody knows.
Wasn't she the number one artist for a while?
Yeah. I mean, that's it. I mean, there's nobody else like her right now that reaches, that young kids still know of her. And then the parents and grandparents know her. So she's, because, as much as we want everyone to know Liza Minnelli and even Barbara Streisand, the kids don't.
They don't.
Kids don't. But they know Celine.
The great thing, Christina, when you're listening to you do Celine Dion and you close your eyes, it doesn't sound like, oh, this is a dead-on impersonation of Celine Dion. It's, oh, this is Celine Dion.
Yeah.
So
thank you.
Like,
that's really nice. Thank you.
Last night I had moments where I'm like, oh, they got Celine Dion. I'm like, they didn't get Celine. I'm like, who is she?
Yes. For those of you who don't know, for our watchers who don't know, Miss Christina Bianco did a lot of the vocal impersonations last night that the queens were lip syncing to.
Who all were your voices last night, dear?
Yeah, who were your voices?
I was Celine, Julie Andrews,
of course.
Yes.
Dolly Parton. Mm-hmm. I was Amy Winehouse, which was a hard one to tell.
I could tell.
They sped up or lowered down. Oh, thanks. And I did, should I say Stevie Nicks? I did Stevie Nicks.
You did Stevie. Yeah,
and I would have done Lana Del Rey had Morgan not been kicked off.
Oh, that's the tea.
Yeah, well, you can imagine, I knew, I recorded 6, and they had said, well, one of these won't make it. And I was like, I hope, I didn't know who was going to do it, so I had no connection to the queen that was doing it.
Of course.
But I was like,
Thank you for giving me a reason.
Lana Del Rey could be cut, and it worked in my favor.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, then it all worked out well. But
I feel bad for Morgan, but it did work out.
I never thought you'd make me Miss Morgan.
Yeah, poor Morgan. Anyway, but no, I loved my favorite. My favorite of you doing Celine was in Musical. The first time I saw it, I might have peed my pants a little bit.
That's my goal.
You came in and started singing the Hokey Pokey as Celine Dion, and I
just. I did. The writer of that show, Rick Crom, he did this really funny parody not a parody. He wrote this song, and I can tell you all about it. I can't sing the song because it's quite. But I can tell you, it was ages ago when the new version of Musical was coming out, and Celine was all in the paper because she was trying to get pregnant with the frozen embryo.
Right.
And so we wrote a number about that, and then she very, very sadly miscarried at the time, and they wanted to cut. We had to cut the number. I'm like, we have a Celine costume and a Celine impression. What can we do? And he reworked it and changed the melody a teeny bit, but rewrote all the lyrics and made this Celine Dion singing the Hokey Pokey. And I cannot tell you, I have now performed that number. I can't try to think of how many states and countries. Hokey Pokey is now a staple in all of my shows, and it's so random and so cool. And my goal is to get Celine to sing it one day. We're gonna
and Rick Crom
side by side, battling each other like Diva Live. I want that to happen. I want both of you to be singing Hokey Pokey at each other.
There would,
okay. My 40th birthday, Like, I want that to happen. You have 5 years.
Let's make it happen because that's all I want. But it was really close last night too, because I know, and I'm sure you all have your opinions about everything, but I didn't know who was going to do each of the voices. I had no idea, and I was so excited to see Angela Creme do Julie Andrews. Like, it's exactly who I hoped would be doing it. And then Milk with Celine. I know that everybody has their opinions, but it's really funny because I decided to put a picture up just to sort of promote me on Drag Race because I'm totally flipping out about it. Where I'm holding my shoe as like a phone. I just chose that at random. And at the end of Celine's number, when Milk did that, I was like, you see, it's because we're connected. Like,
you're connected. Celine flowing through all three of you.
Yeah, I mean, Celine herself has never done that, but I feel like it was like a channeling me. She may not have known, but that's what it was.
That's what it was. So that's what he was doing in his performance.
Yeah, it's my fault.
Thank you for clearing that up. Okay, so what was it like recording like all of those voices? Like, did you like have schizophrenia for like a day, like just in the booth, being like, "Oh, what am I now? Am I Dolly again? What are we doing?"
I mean, she does numbers where she does 18 people in a row. She's
I
already.
I don't know how you do it. Like it is like voice work is amazing, and you're so amazing at it. What's it like being in the booth and recording these things?
Well, it's a very different thing. I mean, I'm comfortable doing impressions and I'm comfortable doing voiceovers in a recording booth, but I was really anxious about this because I truly am a humongous Drag Race fan and a huge RuPaul fan. So, I mean, I was in New York talking to people via, technology in California. So it was very removed. It was just all in here.
Oh, okay.
And the way that I would do an impression for me is very different than what that particular queen would need to embody it and what words you're supposed to focus on. And of course, doing RuPaul's songs added a whole other layer to it. And, you have to take direction as well. Like, I want to do an accurate impression, but they're like, can you make this more nasal? Can you make that more guttural? And I was thinking in my head, like, but I wouldn't do that. Doesn't matter. You have to strike. It wasn't about me. It was about serving the show. So I tried to strike a happy balance.
Yeah, totally. I think you did well, and even I think Rue said, I texted this to you earlier that like she doesn't even know the lyrics to the Julie Andrews song.
That one I definitely.
It's her 5 days to record, and I was like, and this bitch came here and did it as Julie Andrews and just did all of the words and just spat them out. I was like, brava. I mean,
that was the tough one because I really. You try to get into it and embody it, and I was trying to move and be dramatic. But with Julie Andrews, I was like, like I had to read it. So
that's amazing. Okay, and you say you're a big Drag Race fan. What was it like? I think you tweeted this about like how Rue gave you a shout out. What was it like for like Mother Rue to be like, oh my God, this woman's amazing and she's on my show?
Dying because, I mean. Again, we're not going to go into my life story here, but I was that little girl that like was obsessed with RuPaul, and everyone's like, what's wrong with you? Like,
oh my God, me too.
I always say this, like, I'm really just like a gay man is trapped in here. I don't know. It's just what it is. But when my YouTube videos kind of went viral, RuPaul tweeted one of the videos and wrote "Shilarious."
Was it the Let It Go parody?
I think it was the Total Eclipse of the Heart one, the first one.
Which is fabulous.
Yeah.
But that's what so then I had everybody in my life call me Shilarious. It's like, that's my drag name, Shilarious. Like, that's my thing. And so, of course, now years later, to get to do this on the show, and then day before yesterday, RuPaul like tweeted my picture and said we had the voice on the show, or Christina. I mean, it's crazy. It's just weird that, I have all these albums and I posted it on social media. It's true. Like my sophomore year in college, we had a Christmas party and I just blasted ho, ho, ho the whole time. And half the people at the party were like, what is going on? I'm like, it's with the program. So for all of this to happen, it's weird. And social media brings everybody so close together. It's really fun and also I'm sure scary for other people, like the big celebrities out there. But it's just crazy that I felt like connected because RuPaul didn't have to do that. I mean, he was not involved in
the process you recorded.
Yeah. I mean, I have no idea if it was even a consideration, but I'm so grateful to get a shout out. So I'm just really cool. I'm on a high.
That's so great, and you're fantastic. You sounded amazing. You always do. And for those of you who don't follow her on YouTube, I don't know anyone who does, but go watch her videos. Go watch Christina's stuff. Like, it's amazing and hilarious. You'll have a great afternoon just like sitting down and watching her stuff. What are you doing right now? Where can we see you? What's going on?
Sure. Well, I'm here in Chicago, where I'm doing, and this is it's my target audience for this. I'm in a brand new, reinvented version of Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Some production.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, hi, puppy. And and it's really been interesting. We got, and I'll be very honest about this. We got one like humongous rave, like the best rave in the universe, and one humongous pan like you've never heard of. And I can't tell you,
that show is like that though, Christine.
Yeah, and I think some people just want the Donny Osmond version, and the people that don't like it just want. But the response has been incredible. I mean, it's the hashtag not the Joe you know, and it's really true. And one of the reasons is I'm a narrator and I sing a lot of the show in my own voice, but I also do diva impressions. I do Beyond, Bette Midler, Liza Minnelli. Who else do I do? Shania Twain. And so so it's you have to read about it. I'll make you guys do the work to read about it.
I did. I read about it. I think
but it's worth pointing out too that even when you're singing in your regular voice, when you're not doing impressions, you're absolutely phenomenal.
Great.
Like I saw this woman do the Marvelous Wonderettes last year at the same theater that Alex and I did Naked Voice singing at, and she absolutely like slayed the whole show. She was a standout.
People don't know that show. It's like you have to sing all of the like harmonies in the world. You have to be in the basement, up in the rafters, and belt your face off.
Up in the rafters, you were belting your tits off, girl.
One of the most vocally challenging shows for women, and you rocked it. Everybody did in that show.
And Alex choreographed it.
I so appreciate that, because it's really great. There were so many wonderful singers out there, and I've always been a singer in my own right, first and foremost. But having the impressions take off and open so many other doors for me is fantastic. Because although I can sing the narrator in Joseph, I might not have been because of my height, because I haven't been in a big Broadway show. I might not have been in consideration. And the fact that they really wanted me because I could sing well as me and do impressions, that's the sort of thing I'll never take for granted. So I'm really grateful, and I so appreciate all your comments.
You're amazing.
Come to Chicago. Flights are cheap. Come on.
Yeah,
I wanted to be an impressionist all my life, so listening to you is amazing.
Oh, thank you so much.
Christine, it was so lovely having you today. Did you want to close with a final plug? What's going on?
Now I'm just going to plug my name, Xtina Bianco 1 on social media. My Joseph is saying hi to me through the window. And Xtina Bianco 1. And just follow me for lots of fun impressions and more behind the scenes Joseph stuff. I know you're all going to like it. So
yes, okay. Can't wait to I already follow you. I'm going to know everything you're doing. Follow this bitch. She's amazing. We love her. Thank you for joining us today. This is so amazing to have you on the show.
Yeah. All right. Now say all those things that I'm not supposed to talk about.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about Queens.
I love everybody equally. I have no favorite.
Switzerland. It's going to be great. Yeah.
You're perfect. Just the way you are.
Hey, baby. Thanks for joining us.
No problem. Bye.
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 All right. Well, while Miss Xtina signs off, let's get into it a little bit. Okay. Yeah. I thought it was a really great episode. I'm not sure I agree with the finality or the judges' critiques about things. Okay. So we started off. Miss Dela was kind of. She was sad that she had to let someone go, but I think. This is All Stars 3. We've already seen this happen in All Stars 2. You got to go in expecting that, if those were the rules that worked last All Stars, you got to expect it. And while it may be emotional, it's So do we think Bendela was being a little?
I think she was being
happy about it. What do you think, Mark?
I think she was being overly dramatic. I don't think it bothered her that much.
Okay,
she's playing the game.
She could. And from what I've heard about things about Dela is that she's a game player. She
knows how to play the game, and she plays it very well.
Yeah, and she's very talented. Obviously,
she lives right around the corner for me. I know her.
Oh, great.
And I also know who she works with, and I've worked with her myself. And so, she's playing the game. Great. And she's doing it very well. you know.
See, I disagree, and I know Mark. I mean, I know De La too. We spent a summer together, and I think the thing with people is that everybody meets somebody and has a completely different perspective on
They
that.
meet the
And
person
Mark,
they want you to meet.
yeah, and when I met De La before she did Drag Race, like 2 years before she did Drag Race, season 6, in Provincetown,
yes,
the person who I see on the show is very much the same Ben that I came to know and love. She was very kind and generous. She was very empathetic. I remember I was having a shit ton of boy trouble that summer, and I had so many talks with her that I'm sure for her were crazy annoying. But she was wonderful throughout. So seeing that side of her last night, I can see as an audience member how it looks disingenuous. But for me, I watch that and I go, yeah, that's Ben.
No, I don't think it looks. I don't think it looks disingenuous. I think it looks very genuine. But that's, you know, she's
the other queens. I mean, the other queens accused her of being like disingenuous. Like,
no, I think no. She looks very genuine. It's just I know that she's playing De La. She's playing, you know, and so it's not Ben. It's De La.
It's like you're saying it's like a TV
character.
Okay. Well, but I don't necessarily blame anyone for doing that on the show because it's.
Oh no, I don't fault them for it. I don't fault them for it at all.
I don't think you do. Like that's kind of the way to like get through the show. Maybe even a little safer because if you're an exposed wire or an exposed nerve on the show, that can really take you down. But if you go in there with
at the end of the show last night,
4G.
That's the same. That's what it did.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Once it gets to that that place of like if you're just an exposed nerve. We even saw it with Alaska when she thought she was going to lose in All Stars 2. Where she was starting to just offer money to people to not. I was like, girl, it's together. Like it's fine. Like, and also if at the end of the day, yeah, it's great to win, $10,000 every week. It's great to win $100,000. It's great to have the crown. But this is just a platform for you that no matter what, after this, go out and tour, go out and sell merch, go it's just a stepping stone.
Well, I think Alaska had a lot to prove, coming off of her season and because of her Sharon issues and everything like that. I think she had a lot to prove that was tied in.
She had been slated to win.
Yeah,
she had. So I think she was. Yeah, I agree. She was the one to beat that season.
Yeah. No,
okay. So,
yeah, that was the first year that they came back and did the crowning thing.
Mm-hmm.
The whole crowning show. That's because the internet went crazy over Jinx, and the internet would have gone. The producers were getting so many notes saying, "If Jinx doesn't win, you're crazy."
Oh, wow!
And so that's why they took the show off the air for 2 weeks and said, "Who do you want to win? Are you Team Jinx? Or you Team And wanted a public opinion campaign.
Yeah. Oh, wow!
And now they've done that since then.
And is that after they've used to film the multiple finales?
No,
I know they always used to do
last year that they had already filmed the endings for all of them.
Yeah.
And then they called them back to film that big special.
Nice.
That's the big special.
The tea, as it were. No shade.
Oh, P.S. If anyone hasn't seen, RuPaul was on Colbert this week and kind of explaining like gay lingo or whatnot to him, and it was pretty funny. So I suggest everybody watch that. Okay, so then we get into the VH1 Divas Live Challenge. It was now that Christina's gone, her voices were amazing, but some of those performances were just not. And why was Milk safe? What do we think?
That I want to know too, because that wasn't Celine Dion.
Who was she?
Yeah.
Okay. My sources say
Celine Dion ever have black hair?
Her Met Gala thing, which she had black hair and she had that look. But like everyone said in the workroom,
who knows the Met Gala look?
Look it up. Everyone has to Wikipedia or everyone has to Google search Celine Dion Met look 2017 when you could have just worn the backwards tuxedo and everyone would have been fine.
Exactly.
And you had blonde hair and it would have been better. But what I don't get is there's this hubris about Milk that he has such like confidence with not a lot to back it up performance wise. What do we think that is? Michael,
Carey.
From Michael, go ahead.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I do. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
All right.
No, go on.
No, I don't. I don't really. I can't really say. I don't.
Well, then, Walter, what do you think it is?
Okay. Here's my opinion on Sour Milk. He, first of all, I've met him. He was a perfectly lovely person when I met him in Provincetown, and he may be a perfectly lovely person in person. He's not a perfectly lovely person on the show. And I think the issue is he has become one of these fabulous gays who's attractive. He's been in fashion advertisements. He did the Madonna campaign. He's got a beautiful boyfriend, and he's used to everybody telling him how fabulous he is. Mm-hmm. And you start believing it when everybody tells you you're fabulous, and he's come on the show, and reality has hit him right between the eyes. But he's not as fabulous as he thinks he is because of what everybody's telling him.
Yeah,
I agree with you, Walter,
I can see that completely.
But for the thing you say, it's hit in between the eyes. I don't see that it has yet.
It has, because look at his reaction to everything.
That's what I was like.
I wasn't in the top. I wasn't in the top.
I wasn't in the top.
That's ridiculous.
I want them to tell me how fabulous I'm doing. How much of look how great I am. Yeah.
This is RuPaul's Drag Race. It's not the Milk Fan Club show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You guys, what's wrong with getting hit between the eyes?
What?
Wrong thing, honey. Wrong thing. Different. Different.
Oh.
We're talking about Milk getting hit in between the eyes, not getting hit in between the eyes with Milk.
Oh.
Okay, I have one.
Okay, so
I have one thing to share. Mike, Alex.
Yes.
Celine did have black hair at one point in her career.
Okay, thank you for that. I appreciate that.
Yeah, but that's when she was a kid.
But we don't know that. We don't know that, Celine. We know Heart Will Go On, Celine.
Yeah. Or at least like the gold dress from when she does River Deep Mountain High in her life.
He could have worn anything else but that.
Yeah, exactly.
Standard white jumpsuit. White jumpsuit.
Yeah.
White jumpsuit would have done it.
Okay, well then maybe this is a good wake-up call for Milk, but I don't
Too late.
I don't think he should have been safe this week. I think his performance and even his runway look, the redemption, I was like, that looked exactly nothing like that other dress that you had.
Nothing like the other dress. Didn't have.
I get his take on it, being like, this is me doing high fashion when they wanted to see high fashion, but it had no relation to the look that he was trying to redo. So I don't understand why he was safe, personally. Yeah. Chris, what were you saying?
I said he looked like Max, kind of. Remember Max, the queen from a couple years ago? I don't know who that was. I posted last night. Who the hell? Like, is that supposed to be Celine Dion? She should have been in the bottom. I'm fine with the way the bottom shook down because, frankly, she was getting on my nerves. But she really didn't do the worst performance. I mean, Milk should have been in that spot.
Yeah.
And it was really, I'm getting really tired of the canned, pre-planned reactions to the queen because they're really becoming kind of obvious, like these pre-planned, like, oh, we're gonna not like this. And it was because I was watching Thorgy and I was like, I mean, it's not great because it's Stevie Nicks, but it's not
that was
bad.
A safe performance. That was a safe performance. Milk's was not a safe performance.
Yeah.
You know?
It was like watching Ben Platt the other night. I was like, well, it's not terrible, but it's not like amazing either. So I'm like, but the internet blows up about it.
But you know, Thorgy was right. She really did get screwed.
Oh yeah, she did.
Having to do Stevie Nicks.
You're right.
Because sorry, Ruth, she is not a gay icon.
No, she's
not in the way the others that were.
She's She's not a gay icon. And what does she do? She stands at the mic and she twirls. That's all she does. There's nothing distinctive performing-wise of Stevie Nicks, so he really got screwed.
Right, yeah.
Turns, which he did. It's like, great. We did the paddle turns. We've got, like, you out there being witchy.
You got the tambourine. You got the hat with the feather. You got the
shawl.
Schmata, yeah.
And honestly, I thought that he did a pretty good job. I mean, he had the look down, and he did the twirl, and he was just fine. And
he was fine.
What he did was leagues beyond what Milk did.
Exactly.
What I wonder is that we know, like, for a lot of us who know Christina, who is just here, God bless her, she does an amazing Barbra Streisand. And for me, Thorgy could have done a really great campy, like, Barbra Streisand thing. And I'm like, why don't we have Barbra Streisand? And that's a gay icon. Why don't, like, there is a gay icon for you.
Or
Why
Bette
don't you-
Midler.
Yeah.
Or Bette Midler. Yeah.
Yeah,
and
Stevie Nicks was pulled out of left fucking air.
For
to hear-
Thorgy, Bette
Right.
would have been a great fit.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And to hear that the other choice for Morgan was Lana was like, yeah, okay, but that you could be fun by being boring as Lana, but
Lana Del Rey, again, is she a gay icon?
I wouldn't know Lana Del Rey if I tripped over her.
Yeah, same here.
although I do know someone who's a gay man who that's all he listens to. So maybe
I like
but
Lana.
Then he's
I
probably a
think gay icon,
stoner.
I think like a bet. I think some
Thanks
Barbara.
for the comment, Walter.
All right. Okay.
Well, isn't it true? I mean, you listen to that.
Yes,
I don't
yes.
smoke pot, but I think this is music you want to get high to. You know, just
So,
want to all start to
yeah, no, okay. So, aside from trashing milk, which, okay, I think we can all agree we didn't like milk before.
sour milk.
Great. Awesome.
Turtle.
Who were your favorites this week? Let's start from the back and going forward, like I always like to do. Walter.
I thought Chi-Chi was the best.
Yeah,
I
Chi-Chi
thought he
pulled out some
absolutely had all the mannerisms down. He had the energy. He was fun. I thought he was going to be the winner. I was shocked he was in the box.
He was definitely he did a great job. This is my thing with Chi-Chi. If you give him a challenge, if you give him like parameters, pardon me, sorry, I think I cut out there for a second. If you give Chi-Chi parameters and something to do, he's fantastic. Left up to his own devices,
Not so much.
we saw that last week.
Yeah.
So I think that's where Chi-Chi shines, where it's like, oh, you want me to be Pat of the Bell? I'll be Pat of the Bell. And I can do it and I'll be amazing.
Right.
But if I have to do my own thing, I'm going to break out jazz shoes and a baton. And that's not cute. So, Garrett, what do you think?
I'm really loving Shangela. Everything from just the commentary, she makes me laugh. I think he's well spoken.
I did not love during the rehearsal process where she came out and decided to be that. I know
was
she was doing it for
annoying.
comedic effect, but I was like, we don't need it.
Scripted. It was such a fucking scripted.
I loved it. I just thought it was like, I don't know. I just think he's so funny. And if there's a queen that embodies like a person who could go and make it out there, just like being well-rounded and know how to handle situations, I'm still rooting for Shangela to win everything. She
has made it out there. Like, speaking of Vegas, like, she has a show there. She's had a show. Like, she's proven that she's a survivor, and I think she's. I agree. I think she's the one to beat this season of All Stars. So, Christopher, what do you think? Who was your team this week?
So I thought Dela did great, as she always did. I thought Shangela was incredibly strong as well. Even her fashion turnout was incredibly creative, and usually that's something that Shangela has struggled. Like, performing-wise, Shangela's always been great, but we've always seen her struggle on the runway, and I was like, oh, that's a cute concept. A person
I want her to come out wearing, like, just a large ear of corn. Does she put days in her walk?
Oh, yeah. I think
I really want her to do the corn outfit, but she looked great. What were you saying, Christopher?
I was just saying that I agree with Walter also that Chi-Chi was very underrated in how she captured Patti LaBelle, and you could tell that Chi-Chi has an affection for Patti LaBelle. I felt Trixie was underrated as her. I don't think she should have been safe. I thought she gave a really great dolly. I mean, there weren't a lot of dolly mannerisms, but she also had choreography to do.
Yeah.
Clearly, there was very specific things Podrick gave.
Although Dolly has never moved like that.
Well, no, but that's Podrick.
Yeah, that's Podrick giving him movement for Dolly. But the thing was, I kind of wanted Trixie's titties to be like covering her face or something like that. I wanted like an extreme version of Dolly where it's like she came out and she had drag queen titties, where I think Dolly's are actually bigger than the one she was wearing. So I'm like,
That
maybe.
said, fuck Bibi Zahara. What the hell was that? Like, I don't know what the hell that was. I mean, like, she did not. She was right.
Fine. I don't think she was top. She was fine.
It's stupid. It's just stupid.
Yeah, I agree. Michael, who was your top this week? Who do you think did the
I like Dela. It was a very funny performance, even though he looked nothing to me like Julie Andrews.
Right.
But he just embodied it. It was very funny. It was a funny performance. And again, Shangela, whom I never was a fan of before,
but that
is
Mariah.
Totally growing on me. Shangela looked nothing like Mariah Carey, but she had the attitude down perfectly, and she made me laugh. She was funny. And yeah, she won me over last night.
I think her outfit did look like Mariah with like the almost exposed nipple breasts. I'm like, that's what Mariah does these days. You know?
Except Mariah tends to have them like really squeezed together, like put them together and make one big one.
It looks like that.
Yeah, but I agree, Michael. I think her performance and her embodiment of Mariah was what like really sold her performance this week. I agree.
Yeah,
with you there.
I mean, she took what was already kind of a parody, because Mariah's New Year's Eve performance was ridiculous.
Yes, exactly.
She took something that was already a parody and made it even funnier.
Which New Year's Eve performance? We have so many now to
and we're gonna have many more, sadly. They're never, like, she's not gonna stop. She's not gonna stop. She's proven that after she's
trying to be bad now. It's just really with her hot tea and everything.
You don't need to do live anymore. It's fine. Go do your concerts and lip sync. That's fine. We're okay with that. Mark.
Let's see. Where to start? There were so many things about last night that just made me go, Number one, okay, this is the second week, you know, Thorgy, sore loser. Sorry. That is going to come back to haunt her the rest of her life.
Yeah.
That little bit right there. And also, didn't they watch last season? Don't they know that they're being brought back?
Yeah.
You know.
And do you think that's something that's on the winning girls' minds? Do you think they're thinking, oh, they're getting eliminated, but remember last All Stars and they all came back?
Well, apparently it's not on any of their minds if they don't remember what happened.
I mean,
I think they might be directed to pretend they don't know.
Like, what's happening? Like, you know, they just want to get that shot of, a surprise reaction.
And that whole, they're behind me, aren't they, thing.
Yeah, but Thorgy was really she was like rude even in that sequence.
Talk about
because I really liked her. But, you know, the outfit she had on looked like something that Acid Betty would have worn.
Yeah.
You know, and
it did look very Acid Betty, didn't it? Yeah,
very Acid Betty. And
those big, exaggerated eyebrows.
Right. I've never been a Shangela fan either. I mean, I've worked with her here in Seattle a couple times. She's a sweet queen. She does wonderful. But, you know, she's never been sort of on my radar.
Yeah.
You know, I knew that she was the queen that kept getting brought back.
You know what I miss about Shangela is she has gotten so successful. She's gotten a little too polished. I miss those rough edges with Shangela, where it's a bit of a mess.
we have Chi-Chi.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what I want Kennedy Davenport to leave so bad.
She will.
One more time she glues any shit more to her face than her eyebrows.
You know what's the most frustrating thing about Kennedy from last night is that should have been a slam dunk for her.
Yeah,
because she looks like Janet Jackson. She's like, when she came out painted, I was like, yes, you're giving me that Busta Rhymes, say my name, Janet Jackson.
Thing, yeah.
But then she started doing her own choreography, her Kennedy choreography.
If anybody wants to see legit Janet choreography done right, Google Icons Provincetown, Janet Jackson, and see a shirtless Alex Ringler dancing on stage with who's it, Destiny Divine and Ryan Obermeyer doing
It's hard to find a shirtless Alex Ringler, so you just need to look it up on the YouTubes.
It will give you life.
Russ, thank you for the Icons plug. I miss Icons so much. Russ, who is your top this week? The show, not in life.
I'm gonna say
it's a family show.
I really enjoyed Shangela, and I think while there's some focus on the boobs that Michael was saying, I think she had the hip padding down. But I really, really loved Trixie as Dolly.
Yeah, she did. She did, and I liked her updated runway look. She just made it uglier. I was like, instead of like making it more fashion, she made it uglier. I was like, that's really fun.
And then I thought, you know what? If Milk had worn that jumpsuit, we might have been a better Celine.
Not even the mannerisms for Celine. There was nothing. I mean, I love Christina. I get the shoe thing at the end, fine, but it still wasn't Celine.
You know, hitting the chest. And,
yeah.
Milk
Could've
was
done
just out there
anything else.
as Milk. Like he wasn't attempting to do an impersonation. There was no try there. And especially, and that's why I got really kind of upset when we saw him backstage being like, I was in character the whole time. I was like, bitch, really?
I was in so many numbers. I was in
Hashtag
That's why
sour milk.
He didn't do a fucking thing.
That's why I loved Trixie's commentary being like, no, that's not what happened.
Yeah,
no.
you're just there as a prop. You're not part of their number.
A friend of mine, Andrew Holder, I think he posted something on Facebook being like, Milk suffered from like hot guy privilege or something like that. That's what we're seeing in Drag Race, is that he's that guy who's been like, oh, you're beautiful, you're a model,
You're Evangelista.
Didn't someone last night tell her, hush, Valentina?
That was funny.
Loved that.
By the way, did anybody catch when Shangela said she gives you 2 double blinks and then just blinks twice?
Yeah.
It's arithmetic. Come on.
Double blink is 4, I think. My calculator.
Yeah, I was like, that's not right. Like, I'm not math either, but I mean.
And bless her heart for trying to like make the Daenerys Targaryen of drag thing a thing. Sorry.
Sorry.
If anything, she's like the Cersei who just keeps coming back and killing everybody.
She is.
Shame.
And may I say, I thought Aja's look was much improved, and I think Aja is actually much improved.
She did okay as Winehouse. That was a hard one to pull off. I'm glad they had the boys to back her up. You can tell the ginger is straight though, because he can't dance. And then her look on the runway was fantastic.
Yeah, that was great.
Talk about a revenge like runway. That was like, look at what I did. Look what I can do.
Yeah,
that was beautiful.
Yeah, like I'm saying, I'm thoroughly happy with how she's grown.
The interesting how quickly Aja has grown, because he was in the last season and then has to turn around and go and do this. It's not like she discovered herself for 2 years and came back.
Right.
It's amazing.
No, it's less than a year.
It was like
sort of, because it's you finish they finish shooting and then they premiere that. So it's like the premiere of the show is after the shooting has been like everything has been done. We know the topic already. So it could have been to use the critique she got when she was on the show. And while even the show was premiering, she was working on her look. She was working on that because of the critique she got. So she had a little bit of time, not quite as much as time as Morgan McMichaels had, but she had a bit of time.
Morgan's like,
do you wonder if maybe it's a little bit easier to come off of a season and go into All-Star because you're in a mode and everything, and you get to as opposed to taking a break and kind of like relax?
Only if you have the talent. If you don't have the talent and the self-awareness, you're going to face plant. He did the right thing.
These girls aren't sitting on their asses in the off season. Like,
Aja performs all the time.
Morgan is working drag queens in the biz.
It's different than filming the show. That's a very specific animal where they're cordoned off and they're not talking to anybody. I mean, that's why we see things like what happened with the door happen, and why we see sometimes these outbursts, because like they take away their phones, they're sequestered off and everything.
1 ounce of liquor a day, I'd never survive.
Withdrawal's a bitch. No, you gotta wonder.
No, I agree. Like, if you're already kind of in that mode, or like this is what I'm going back to, maybe it's a little more familiar than to like have to, rev up the engine again and be like, okay, I'm going to be doing this.
Still be under contract. Yeah, because they're usually under contract, getting booked for a year after the show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
whether it's on the RuPaul's Drag Race tour or your own tour, you've got that booking.
The contract's a lot better now. It used to be that they owned your ass for like 5 years.
Oh, it's like American Idol, and especially it's way better than season 1 when BB was on, where they had to find their own housing to be on show.
Well, do you guys think that mole, that thing that's floating around the internet about the mole thing? I'm wondering that too after last night, because last night was such a nothing burger that I'm thinking,
nothing.
Really? Yeah, it was nothing.
Yeah, I was like, no. I believe it now. At first, I was like questioning it.
We think BB's the mole, yeah.
Trevor pointed it out too. Rue is all about following the rules and being truthful. to the rule, follow, the rules of the game. And she said that once you've won, you can't win again.
Mm-hmm. So maybe.
But why didn't you just wait for an All-Stars winner? Like, why didn't you wait for a season of All-Stars winners?
Yeah.
Well, they bring them back for that.
Pardon?
They bring them back for that. I totally believe the mole thing because, she's a winner. She has nothing to gain by going on that show and losing.
Yeah.
So
do you guys
I think the mole thing is probably absolutely it.
Do you think that the culmination of all of this is going to be the winner of the winners is going to be the person that like takes RuPaul's place when the show goes on? Like, is this the person she's looking for to like maybe pass her crown to?
This is not RuPaul's Factory. Ru is going to stay there until they
until she dies.
No, even after she dies, she's going to be a skeleton.
The only way they're going to take Ru out of there is feet first.
She will find some channel in Kansas to carry this show. If she's doing goddamn show.
Ru's gonna be a skeleton in a wig on that show. Like
unlike
already
is the Kevlar cockroach, but
Actually,
the most accurate thing RuPaul ever said on that show was when she said, "I am a motherfucking marketing genius."
Yeah.
She said, she's like, I sold subversive drag to America, basically. Like, and I've been doing it since the '90s. I am a marketing genius. Like, and then when she said to Alyssa, you should have called it tongue pop. And I'm like, this is what RuPaul's great at. So no, she's not going anywhere.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, and there's enough recordings where there's no queens in the shot. She says the same things over and over and over again. You could actually cut this together as a whole production and RuPaul doesn't even have to be alive.
Yeah.
I feel like we should do that. Like, all of us should get on a stage and just like in our best drag looks, and then like just have like RuPaul looking back and forth, being like, "What was that? I don't want any damn excuses." Like
Should I go on stage as Drew Barrymore and just start like stomping grapes for my vineyard?
Or we can even get like a clip of Drew from Never Been Kissed, just standing in front of everyone, being like,
"This is so magical, you guys. It's so crisp and refreshing. It's absolutely sensational." Just stomping the fucking grapes.
"Oh God, Drew,
Magic.
her on this." Someone reach out to Drew's people because I want her on the show.
Oh God.
And Ru can say, "Drew Barrymore. Can I call you Drew?"
Yeah. I don't get
What are you drinking?
Yes, Michael. You've been sipping a cocktail, and it looks delicious. What are we sipping?
It is delicious. I'm calling it the Ben de la Berries and Creme.
Oh,
That's cute. I like that.
Ooh.
It's wild strawberry liqueur, vanilla vodka, and rum chata.
Ooh,
So it's
a lot of things.
And I've got some blueberries in it and a strawberry garnish.
Which I can
Rum
just
chata
reach
does
through
sound like
and grab it and take it to the beach with me right now. That's perfect.
Do it. Get a shot of you drinking that on the beach and then post it to. I want to see it. This has been an extremely long episode, so thank you for those of you who stayed the longest run ever. Really quickly to wrap up, who do we think's top three? I think it's going to be a toss-up between Benda and Shangela. I think it was our top two this week is going to be the top of the season. Russ, what do you think?
Tops of the season, Shangela's in top three for sure. I'm going to go with, I want milk, but I'm just going to stick with Shangela right now.
All right. We're Team Shangela there. Mark Mama Finley, who do you want at the top?
Who I want at the top and who's going to be at the top, probably two different things.
Tell us the two.
I think Shangela will be in the top, and I have a feeling Trixie will be at the top.
Trixie's doing well.
I don't understand Trixie. I know she's funny, but I just don't get her. I really don't. Never have.
You know, I was gonna say Trixie in the top three too. When I first saw Trixie, I wasn't a huge fan, and she's grown on me over the years now. and I think she's a silent contender.
She's very
she could pull it
talented.
off.
She's immensely talented.
Trixie's ever been called silent in her life.
Yeah, right? She has an opinion about everything.
Well, her makeup sure screams.
I know.
No, it's subtle, right? Silly mama. Trixie's the kids.
Yeah.
Michael,
Anyway, that's what I think. And I'm so happy to be back the morning after.
We're glad to have you. Like, face or no? We love all.
We're so happy you're back.
We love all
miss
your
you.
Thank you.
We miss your bunny orgies in the background.
Well,
we miss all of it.
All night.
The one on the bed is having a bunny orgy in his sleep.
In his sleep, with the doggies, with the puppies. Oh, and I just got picked up for a year with my dramatic readings of dance music by drag queens. I got year sponsorship, and 3 cities are going to be carrying it across the country on public radio stations. So,
does someone just go out there? Does someone just go out there and be like, "Everybody dance now"?
No, you have to listen to it. You should listen to it. It's very fun. You can see it on. You can listen to it on demand. C895.org, and yeah, you go to look it up. We're every day at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And,
that's great.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm having a great time doing it.
And we can find that with the link you just said. And is it on your Facebook? Is it like?
Yes. There's links on my Facebook, and there's video. They have a Facebook page themselves, and their videos.
Oh my God, I can't not wait. Everybody dance. Oh, Michael Barbieri.
Okay, my top. Ben de la Creme, Shangela, and I still like Aja.
You think
I think Aja could be up there.
A silent contender, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Okay, Christopher, what do you think?
My top is some guy in the East Village. My top 3 is
Still haven't gotten his name yet, have you?
No, I don't care.
Comes and goes, that one.
Literally. My top 3 that I want is Ben de la Creme, Trixie, and Shangela. The top 3 I think I'm going to get is Shangela, Dela. I think Aja's going to sneak in there. I think she's kind of going to save it up until like the top 5 or so.
All right. Yeah, her look this week was definitely my favorite, so I would agree with that. Garrett.
Great.
I feel like I'm copying Michael, and you guys feel like, yeah, same. Shangela, Binda, and Aja. That's my prediction. I think it's gonna be good.
But that's good, like, because we're like, I feel like everyone's Binda and Shangela, yeah, but we're picking kind of dark horse as well.
If they're gonna start taking out people that they view as competition, maybe somebody will win along the way and take them out. Now that's who I just think that's who is
true, and
deserving to win.
But those 3 are solid.
But that's the thing is, like,
never know.
I'm back. Like, we don't know what's going to happen. So,
yeah,
that's kind of awesome that it's all up in the air. Like, it could still be Morgan. So,
yeah, you never know.
So, Walter, what do you think?
Final 3, Shangela, Trixie, Bendela. Take it to the bank.
All right. I think that's a solid top 3. Well,
I
everyone thanks for
Chad and Alaska every week in those goddamn Handmaid's Tale outfits.
I mean, it's green screen, right? Am I right in believing that?
It is green screen.
Yeah, they're not just bringing them back and getting them makeup every year or every week. You're like, just stand behind this bitch.
Yeah.
No, it's green screen. But I liked the introduction too of them just walking on the street. It's like, yeah, red color. It's your color.
Handmaid's Tale.
It was. That is really fun. I like that, and I like that it's keeping it kind of mysterioso as well. Again, this has been about a 90-minute long episode of Morning After. So everyone for joining. If you've stayed for the long haul, thank you very much. Keep watching the show, VH1. Catch up on Fridays so that you can watch us on Saturdays at 3 p.m. I'm Alex Ringler. Thanks for joining us, guys. Thanks to our special guest, Christina Bianco. Everybody say bye.
Bye.
Bye.